Anne Latimer had always believed herself to be a sensible young woman, sensible in her conduct, in her expectations, and, regrettably, in her disappointments. Yet, as she stood at the frost-silvered window of her father's house, watching the white mantle settle over Milton, she felt her composure slip like a glove from cold fingers. Only that morning, her friend, Mrs. Fanny Watson née Thornton, fluttering, chattering, and perfectly pleased with herself, had delivered the news. "John is to be married, my dear. Married. To Margaret Hale, of all people, and wealthy now, dreadfully wealthy. Why, Mr. Bell left her everything." It was said with all the triumph of one who considered other women's misfortunes as agreeable holiday amusements. Anne had listened with a stillness that Fanny mistook for indifference, but inwardly Anne felt the slow, sinking weight of a hope she had scarcely admitted aloud. She had imagined, once, that John Thornton might look upon her with the fondness she had bestowed, quietly, sensibly, upon him. Her father's position, her dowry, her calm nature. It had all seemed so fitting a match. Yet now she heard Fanny's simpering voice echoing through her thoughts. John was obsessed with her from the moment she came to Milton with her airs and graces. Anne closed her eyes. Obsessed. The word pierced more keenly than the winter air seeping through the window panes. She tried to picture Margaret Hale, Miss Hale no longer, her dramatic black hair against that pale skin, that fearless, steady gaze she always held, and the way she simply drew devotion from men as though breathing were enough. Anne felt at once foolish and plain. Not an antidote, perhaps, but hardly a tonic either. Her gaze drifted to the row of semi-detached houses, hushed and sleeping under the snow. What is to become of me? She wondered. With trade failing, the desperation for capital was paramount. She was circled by financially ruined merchants and frivolous gentlemen who didn't court a woman, but rather hunted the vast security of her fortune. She thought of Mr. Watson's choice, Fanny, who twirled through life like a well-dressed weather vane, and felt her own prospects dim. Seeking occupation, Anne turned to her father's correspondence. Sorting letters steadied her nerves. Yet one name caught her eye with unusual interest, Mr. Gordon, Aberdeen. Her father groaned at the number of figures requiring attention. "Anne, love, if you could prepare a draft reply to this fellow, I shall sign it later." Thus it began, the accidental correspondence. Mr. Gordon, believing the writer to be A. Latimer, the son Mr. Latimer often spoke of, sent brisk business letters followed by a second, more spirited missive discussing natural philosophy, electricity, and the newest northern experiments in steam. Anne, intrigued, replied in kind. 2 letters sent, 2 letters returned. Always business first, and then delight. She found herself looking forward to his handwriting, his quick turns of phrase, his dry humour. He seemed more interesting to her than any of the well-positioned suitors of Milton. Of course, she scolded herself, he might be old or married, or terribly dull in person. But the snow outside glowed softly, and in the warm flicker of the hearth-light, Miss Anne Latimer allowed herself the smallest secret hope.